yeah, NBA Straya. How are you going? How you going? You're right. You should be. Because your mate Jim isn't. This is NBA Straya. It's Thursday, June the 5th. Be with you. I'm your host, a slightly cooked James Clements. Just saying. Here in Laurentiis Studios, just for a quickie today. I promise. This one will be quick. The Suns have a coach. We'll talk about that. It's very funny. And we are just going to go through a bunch of our NBA Finals picks today. We'll throw in a couple of nahs out there as well. But wow, we're going to just punch through this. It's going to be the NBA Finals picks and predictions show. We did it last year. We crushed a bunch of them. Let's have a crack again this year. And why not? Because your mate Jim's just, I'm well under the weather. So, without further ado, let's just bloody well get into it. Episode 1282 of NBA Straya. Oh, let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Dyson Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya. You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the shark attack!
Oh, you better. Or, on the eve of the NBA Finals, you better watch out for the attack of the sick baby squid who gets his old man sick. And therefore, you've got a crook Jim hanging out doing a Thursday show for you. But either way, let's start today's show the way we start every show here at NBA Straya. Clearly with Jim having a whinge. And also, the daily whip around, Jim. Yes. The Suns have a new coach. Isn't that nice? Aww, little Phoenix Suns have hired another coach. It's like when you got kids and they start rattling off their fucking friends' names and shit. You're like, oh, that's cool. Are you best mates? He's like, yeah. And then like 2 days later, it's some other fucking kid and you're like, what happened to old mate? They're like, that guy sucks. Yeah. That's what Phoenix Suns are to the coaching fraternity, which is pretty funny. But they've hired Jordan Ott from, that's right, Cleveland. Which is seemingly a pretty smart move. I mean, Matt Ishbia is not made of money. Well, he is made of money. But when you're paying 4 other coaches, when you're paying 4 coaches, only one of whom is actually coaching your fucking team, yeah, you might want to just go, maybe we don't spend heaps of fucking money on a coach this time. But it's amazing. So Jordan Ott was obviously a clearly, one of the next men up kind of guys. He was like a finalist last year in the Hornets job that went to Charles Lee. He's been an assistant with the Hawks. I saw him in Brooklyn to the point where I think I met him a couple of times when he was with the Nets, which is pretty cool. He was there for ages basically under Kenny Atkinson, who we obviously coached with in Cleveland this past year. But also, he was still there after Steve Nash got shit canned and they went to Jacques Vaughn and stuff. So anyway, so he's been with the Hawks, the Nets, and then went to the Lakers with Darvin Ham. So sure, they seemingly were very impressed by how much he knows about coaching. And you're like, yeah, he probably fucking should because he's a coach. I mean, what the fuck was Buds doing? How were they not impressed by Buds? Apparently in the interview, he's like, yeah, just starts rattling off shit. They're like, what the fuck are you on about? He's like, that's just like common coaching shit in the NBA. And they're like, really? Amazing. Also amazing, this will be Devin Booker's 7th non-interim head coach. 7! That ties the record for one team, for one player coaches played under. That is incredible. Hey, Jim, can you name them all? I couldn't. I got 6. Well, I got 5, obviously. The 6 prior to Jordan Ott. I'm like, hang on a second. It was Buds. It was Vogel. It was Monty. It was Igor. Who the fuck was before Igor? And I'm like, oh, Earl Watson. And it's like, no, it was Jay Triano. I'm like, of course it was. So there you go. But the coolest thing is, outside of the Suns actually finally having a fucking coach, is that Matt Ishbia the owner of the Suns, you might remember him from pretty crazy trades, like literally everything they've done since he bought the team. I fucking love this so much. He's like, I'm actually going to take a more hands-on approach. You thought this was crazy now. I've not been doing shit. It's like, oh my fucking God. So he apparently emailed the entire Suns organization and was like, look, I haven't established a culture and identity in Phoenix. I've fucked this. He's like, look, I tried doing the typical NBA owner thing of like hiring experts, signing checks and getting out of the way. Did you really? But no one was happy with that. And so now he's like, look, I'm not reviewing film. I'm not designing offenses or running the drafts, whatever. I will be extremely active in the decisions and management. Oh, yes. Bring the chaos. Chaos reigns in the desert. This is going to be more fucking chaotic than Josh Homme in the desert sessions. And they were doing loads of D-rugs. Ishby was like, look, hey, we're not here to win the press conference or reacting to hot takes or external narratives now. I don't care about that. It's like, well, but wait, you did beforehand and you weren't. This is how you got into this mess. It kind of sounds like you're talking out your ass here, Mr. Ishbia. Incredible gear. I fucking love it because he's a lunatic. I fucking love new owner syndrome. And this dude is richer than fucking like God. And he's like, whatever. I'm just going to keep fucking up the Suns. And you're like, oh, this is crazy gear. Hook this to my veins. I'm going to trade fucking KD to the like Melbourne United or some shit. Anyway, so Ishbia taking a more hands-on approach. They're going to trade Devin Booker to like Phoenix and like think they're getting Dame Lillard or something. It's like, but he's on Milwaukee now. What are you doing? He's like, wait, where? Yeah. Anyway, good stuff by the Suns. Obviously, it leaves the Knicks still without a coach. There was like two finalists in that entire sort of Phoenix Sun coaching, run. There's like, we're down to our final two. The other one was Johnny Bryant. Maybe the Knicks go there. Maybe the Knicks go to Jay Wright. Maybe the Knicks go to Taylor Jenkins. Maybe the Knicks go to Michael Malone. I don't know. Pretty funny, though. And speaking of the Knickerbockers, Karl Anthony Towns is getting treatment for his injured knee. So it was a bone bruise that he copped on his knee that looked like it fucking hurt. And he also had some ligament damage in his one of his left fingers. So, Cat was playing hurt. Oh, my God. But it still doesn't excuse just how kind of shit he is on defense. So, anyway. Right. There you go. I think that's basically all the news. There was like a little bit about Indy's plane being diverted to Tulsa because Oklahoma City, who, remember, stole my fucking beloved Seattle Supersonics and put them in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, also in the road of tornadoes. Sure. So, yeah. Tornado warnings and shit, diverting planes. Hunky fucking dory. Bunch of fucking... Anyway. Let's do it. Are you ready for some picks and previews? Basically, we're going to go through a bunch of the picks and stuff that I'm going to have for this series. We'll lay it out and then we'll just piss off again. We'll do a couple of quick yeah-nahs and then we'll finish off with the actual pick for game one. All right, sound good? Good, great. Let's do it. NBA Finals. All right, so we broke this down on yesterday's show. What do we do? The top three reasons this is... top three keys to the series. The nerd reasons and then the cool reasons that'll dictate the series. The top 5 reasons this series is going to fucking rock, which is cool. And a lot of that sort of colors my final series picks and what game one looks like. So much of what you've probably heard is like, oh man, OKC's a juggernaut. Everyone keeps loving saying that they're a juggernaut. Because they fucking are. Like, they've got like one of the best point differentials in fucking NBA history. And if they win the title, it'll be like one of 4 teams like that fucking list. But this matchup does rule, obviously. That's what I keep yelling about. Turnovers are the key. Limiting like how much OKC hurt you in transition, hurt you on the turnaround, hurt you with the turnovers, all that sort of stuff. That's going to be key for Indy. And I feel like... I go into this, everyone's going, oh, OKC in 5, just... And in my brain, I keep asking, what's more likely? That OKC sweep or that this series goes 7? And I kind of end up going, I think it could be a little bit longer. OKC, I'm tired of fucking underrating him though, right? They're incredible. All the numbers back it up. The defense has been the best in the playoffs. The offense has been the third best. They're fucking just incredible, right? They score the shit out of the ball. They stop you from scoring better than anybody. And it feels inevitable to a degree. And I always hate when it feels inevitable. Indy are really good. We've underrated them this entire playoff run. And it's going to be fucking awesome to see if they step up or if OKC are legitimately just like the fucking, give them the old 1-2 Costa Zoo. We are the fucking new Warriors. We're the new 90s Bulls. Check this out. We're going to go rattle off 1 million titles. Anyway, the final series picks. So with a lot of these ones that we've got, like finals MVP, the most points scored, etc., some of these are just like the top point scorer. You can't get SGA for love or money. Like it's $1.01. Like, sure. What would have to happen for SGA to not win top points scorer? You'd have to be injured. So we don't look at picks around injuries, but say the worst thing in the world actually does happen. As an injury hedge, like point scorer for the series, would J-Dub step up? He's at $21. Pascal Siakam, he's at 34. Halliburton's at 46. So just like as one little bit of an injury hedge, maybe Halliburton at 46 is a pretty interesting one. I'm just saying. We don't want injuries though. MVP, the pick has probably got to be SGA, right? It's really bloody hard to not have him picked. Like it just sucks. And he's $1.14 SGA to win this because you know that OKC, if they win, there's no one on that team that's going to win it outside of him. The other interesting names on this are like, could J-Dub do an Andre Iguodala? He's at $21. If they win it, he's like at 26-5 the entire time and plays awesome defense. But if they win it really easily and he's like crushed it, there's probably a good reason that they've crushed it the entire time, and it's probably Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. If you believe that Indy can have a crack, Halliburton at 750, Siakam at 18 is very interesting. Just saying. He was really, he just won the finals, well, the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and here we are again, $18. But either way, SJ is probably the pick for Finals MVP at $1.14. It's just like a bit blah, how you going, but still. Most points, same sort of thing. And as I said, you can hedge that per injury. We don't wish injuries at all, though. So how about most threes? This one's a fascinating one because you sort of think about it and go, well, Halliburton is the favorite. And rightly so. He's going to launch 1 million threes. But how about Naismith? He's probably the more interesting name at 480. Dort at 580 is also interesting to me. He could just go on a run where he hits like 4 threes every game. No one else will probably have that volume on OKC. And, I mean, Indy, they go hot and cold, but Naismith gets fucking super hot. Halliburton can get obviously mega fucking hot as well. So, I don't know, maybe. I'm probably looking at Naismith in that one, $4.80. Like, if he just sort of keeps it up there, goes 3-4 a game, look out. Most assists, Tyrese Halliburton. That one's I mean, the only other interesting one there, really, is, I mean, the simple idea, like most total assists, SGA at 310, maybe. He did have a great run in the Western Conference Finals, and like he's on a really good run as well. He's just like passing the ball like a mad dog. If he's averaging 8 assists a game and Halliburton has a couple of quiet games because of those awesome OKC defenders, just saying, SGA might snag that. So it's probably Tyrese Halliburton and then SGA. Halliburton to record 15 assists in any game. I love this one. 285 for Halliburton. Not bloody bad. To record 15 assists in a game. You think about the times that he's done it already in the playoffs. He hit it once against the Knicks. He hit it once against the Bucks as well. He's done it before. I reckon the way that this series probably goes, they're going to be forcing the ball out of Halliburton's hand a shit ton. You know, that's what OKC's defense is going to be trying to do. And if Halliburton's good enough, he could easily fucking carve him up with some assists if his other dudes hit some shots. Most rebounds. This is a tricky one. I don't mind Siakam in this one. He led the team last series. He's at 650. I don't like Hartenstein. I'm kind of going to maybe fade Hartenstein a little bit because OKC don't really need to play two bigs up against Indy. And it's sort of just like, I'll wait on Hartenstein after the first game. Because they might try the two big lineup and go, well, this is good. We're just going to bash them up on the boards because they've only got Miles Turner and Siakam as their bigs. So let's go. The tricky part then becomes, though, like Mark Daigneault might just change his mind and go, Hartenstein, look, we're a bit speedier. Our offense gets awesome if you're on the bench. You're cool for 20 minutes, but you might not lead the series in rebounds. So Chet, interesting one. He only sort of got to like 20 and 6 over the last 3 games of that last series, playing as a solo big up against Rudy Gobert. Plenty of rebounds though on offer against, I reckon, against the Pacers. They're one of the lower percentage rebounding teams in the NBA. So maybe keep an eye on Chet. He is the rampaging favorite for that. But Siakam's another one to keep an eye on. He can easily be the dude who averages like 8 a game out of nowhere, playing big next to Miles Turner, who's out on the perimeter every time. So those are the counting ones. Another good pick that I like, each team to score 100 points in every game. This is awesome. It's such a sicko one, but it kind of feels like, look, yeah, both these offenses are absolutely psychotic and off their bloody heads, and they could easily both put up 100 per game, right? I don't really feel like Minnesota versus Indy. Indy's offense is way better. And it's the sort of team that just doesn't really... I mean, they scored 94 in a loss to the Knicks. And it's like the only time they've basically gone under 100 all playoffs. So, Indy, it's not a bad one. And you think about, obviously, even in the loss to where they got smashed by the Wolves, they still went up and got up 101. And other than that, yeah. There was one game against the Nuggets, who were a bit of a, drag into the mud sort of team anyway, that they didn't top 100, but otherwise, everything else has gone over 100. I love that pick. Let's go. One game to go to overtime. 1+ games. $3.40. I love this. We're going to get one close one, right? This is the Pacers. They pull one game out of their ass every series. They've done it all the way through the playoffs. Let's get another one. That's at $3.40. How about any team to break the points scored in an NBA Finals game record, which is 149 by the Boston Celtics? Surely one of these games will just be a gigantic blowout where the other team just keeps racking up the points, hitting a million threes. It feels like OKC, we've already seen OKC just kick the shit out of Indy once this season. If their threes go in, if their bench dudes are hitting threes, they could easily rack up 150. The Pacers can do the same sort of thing. We saw the Wolves put one on OKC in the Western Conference Finals and rack up 143 points or whatever it was. That's $14. I love that one. Any team to break the points scored in the NBA Finals game record of 149. Love that. And how about finally SGA to score 30 plus in every game in this series? $5.50. Love it. Let's go. All right. Outside of that, how about the series vibes? The series picks, everyone and their dog is taking OKC in 5. And as I said, I'm kind of sick of underestimating. They're really, really fucking good. They come into this series as like the biggest favorite since the 16-17 Warriors. But I'm also sick of underestimating Indy, right? It feels like Indy is like the David to OKC's Goliath. If this series just simply goes 6 games, doesn't matter who wins, just 6 games is $3.80. OKC winning in 6 is $4.80. And Jim, how could you see this rolling out? OKC win game 1. OKC win game 2. Indy win game 3 and 4. And OKC win games 5 and 6. 2, 2, 2. That is $16. Woo! You know those Pacers fans will be off their head. We know that OKC is a little bit wobblier on the road. And then boom, they could close it out in Indy, which would be pretty brutal. But that's $16 if you're going to go for your 4-2 OKC. But also, here's a nugget for you. Since 2017, every team that's won the finals has had a former Washington Wizard player on their team. The Pacers have one Thomas, not Kobe Bryant, former Washington Wizard. And the Oklahoma City have no one. It's cooked. You cooked, OKC. You don't have any Wizards. What are you doing? I'm just saying, Indy to win the series. Hello. $5.40. Doesn't matter the amount of games. You could just back Indy and feel pretty fun about that and just go, I back this Wizards trend. Also on TikTok, I saw a corgi knocking basketballs into baskets down some stairs. And that dictated which one would win each game. And that corgi had Indy 4-2. So why the fuck not? What are you going to argue with? Washington Wizards glory and a corgi? Get fucked. 4-2 Indiana Pacers. Back the doggo. $10.50. Worth a nibble. Just saying. Right. And then finally, the game one. Those are the series picks. Look, I think OKC 4-2. I just think there's enough chutzpah in this Pacers team to push this OKC team. It is hilarious how much like everyone's just given the series to OKC already. We do sort of get to these points in these series as well, where one team clearly just doesn't quite have just the juggernaut potential. There's that word, juggernaut potential of the other one. It keeps happening in all these fucking series. But the Pacers are just so fucking good. So I'm just saying, 4-2, 6 games. Let's go. But for game one, SGA's ripped off 31 plus in 7 straight home games. He's going to be combating Naismith, Nemhard, Ben Shepherd off the bench, maybe. Bit of Benny Mathurin. Yeah. He had 2 massive games against the Pacers, though, so I feel like you feel okay about him going large. He had 45 and 8 assists back in December in Indy. And then he had 33 and 8 in 31 minutes in March when they blew them out. He only had 1 turnover in those 2 games. SGA feels pretty good about Indy. But Indy has been really, really good for a long stretch of time now. So, I don't know. It's a bit trickier. But 31 plus in 7 straight home games. SGA. Points. J-Dub. He averaged 22, 6, and 4 against Minnesota. I think he's good in this home game. Because remember, J-Dub, home, feels pretty good about himself. 20 points, 5 rebounds. He's had 8 or more in 4 of his last 5 home games as well. So 5 feels okay. 4 assists as well. He's done that 7 in his last home games too. So let's go, J-Dub. What's that? 20 plus points, 5 plus rebounds, 4 plus assists. J-Dub, you beauty. Dort over 3.5 rebounds and Halliburton over 4.5 rebounds. I like this in game one because I think Dort is going to be checking Halliburton a shit ton. And I kind of feel like as soon as that ball gets given up, Dort's like, cool, I'm going to make sure Halliburton doesn't get the ball back, but I'm going to also swing in for a rebound here or there. That's 1 per quarter. We're feeling okay. And Halliburton's going to be kind of the same way. Dort's going to be getting back on defense. Halliburton can swipe in, and he keeps like just racking. They're both actually like putting up pretty substantial rebounding numbers across the playoffs. So Dort over, Halliburton over. Nemhard has gone for 15 plus points in his last 3 game ones. I love that one. And 4 plus assists. Love that. Love that. And as I said, the OKC bigs, I'm probably going to steer clear of them in game one just because I want to see what the roles are and what Mark Daigneault has been cooking up, right? Is he going to go the 2 bigs? Is he going to just let to limit Hartenstein's minutes? I mean, he didn't play more than basically 20 minutes a game. He averaged like 19.8, I reckon, against Minnesota when they've just got Rudy. When they played Denver, he played a lot more because they needed the 2 bigs to combat Joker. Miles Turner is not the Joker. So I don't know how much Hartenstein's going to be playing. He'll be fine. He'll still have like these games where he's like putting up 8 and 6, but I just want to see that role. And kind of the same with Chet, right? Like he averaged 20 and 6 in the last 4 games against Minnesota in 30 minutes. I think he'll play a lot by himself. I just kind of want to see that first game just to sort of get a bit of a vibe on it. So SJ, J-Dub, Siakam over 20 plus points as well. He hit that in half his playoff games so far. He's a weird matchup for the Thunder too, so I don't mind Siakam's over. He's also gone for 15 plus in 9 straight games. So not bad. He's also had 4 assists in 7 of his last road games. He's the guy who's won a title, so just saying, he might take a bit of responsibility on there. And Halliburton, look, I like his over in the rebounds. The points, I think, will go the under on Halliburton points. I think they'll force the ball out of his hands. I'd probably still go the over on his assists. So I think that's how it's going to go. Naismith, maybe over on his threes if we can actually get it going. As I said, if we're going to back him for the final series 3-point title, then he's going to probably have to have a bit of a game one. So Naismith over 3s too. And Obi Toppin, this is the last little bit, over 2 plus 3s and probably over around the 4 rebound mark. I think they'll play a lot of him at the small ball center once Turner sits down. I don't think they'll play Thomas nor Kobe Bryant because I feel like Dagenham will just go, look, we blew the fucking doors off this team when we went small last time. I think we'll try to that again. So I think we'll see a bit more Obi Toppin. Those corner 3s, he's knocking them in at like 45%. OKC give up a shit ton of corner 3s. So there we go. How about the totals? I'm fucking smashing the over in this one. The average total in Pacers games is 231.5. This line is at 230.5. It's 27-21 to the over in Pacers away games. Just saying, that's a lot of overs. And 29-22 to the over for OKC at home. Their last 7 straight games between these two teams has gone over that line. So call me Jim McOver. And against the line, look, this is what it comes down to. This is a 9.5 point spread in this game. OKC is 36-15-1 against the line at home. That's completely fucking absurd. Seriously, it's the best mark of 30 years going to the finals. 61-35-1 overall. What the hell? What the hell was that? That's insane. Insane numbers.
What was that? What the hell was that?
As I said, they're the biggest favorite since the 2017 Warriors. I think they're the biggest single game one favorite since 2018 Warriors Cavs. I mean, and underdogs in game one of an NBA final series, it doesn't usually end up that great. They're 2-18 in the last 20 years in actually winning, right? 2-18 is the underdog. They're 3-17 against the line as well since 2005. Fucking hell. Ones that are underdogs of over 5 points, they're 0-12 in wins, losses, and they're 1-11 against the line. Yeesh. And the last team that was actually even close to 9.5, that was Detroit back in 2004 against the Lakers. They obviously went on to win the series. So I think the numbers sort of definitely point to OKC minus 9.5 and that over. And they get into a bit of a shooting matchup. They win by 12 or something. I still want to take the Pacers though, because I just can't get out of my mind if they don't turn the ball over, they can 100% hang with OKC offensively. It's just if their defense steps up a couple of times, keeps this one relatively close, and we get to like 126, 120, and the Pacers just don't have enough down the stretch or something. I mean, we've covered the over and we've covered the line. So I think it's the Pacers and the over still. So how about a couple of quick yeah-nahs before we get out of your hair? I think Jez Oz sent through a couple the other just before. So let's have a look. Here we go. He's all excited. So these are the yeah-nahs as per usual. Remember, let's do it. Brought to you by you. You can shout us a beer, shout us a coffee. The link in our bio. Appreciate all the legends who have already signed up. You can join the Dead Set Legends membership program as well. It's minuscule. You get a excellent, unique podcast each month as well. So that'll be pretty fun. Go check it out. Link is in the bio. Yeah, Nas, here we go. Hey, Jim, cannot fucking wait for tomorrow and more so Monday at the Hotel Trentham. That's right. We're going to be, my health permitting, hopefully I'm all right. We're going to be at the Hotel Trentham doing a show on Monday. It's going to be fucking awesome. Come hang out. It's Chris Anstey's pub up in Trentham. Going to have a great time. Anyway, a couple of yeah, nahs. The Wolves should fire Finch and rehire Tibbs. Yeah, nah. I love this. As much as I think Chris Finch is a better than average coach, I feel like there's a little bit of the old inmates running the asylum going on in Minnesota, and I think he lacks a bit of the hard edge. And while Tibbs can instill a work ethic that might just allow them to push past the Western Conference Finals, he would also make Ant-Man too tired to create more unwanted offspring. Yeah, nah, I fucking love this idea. Give Tibbs, 1 year off, though. That dude just needs to fucking chill. And then he can replace Chris Finch and go back to Minnesota. Run Ant-Man into the ground so he's not rooting around everywhere and, just paying the world's largest amount of fucking, alimony and fucking child support. I love this. Send Tibbs back to Minnesota to whip him into shape. And number 2, the Knicks should pull a shifty and go get Eric Spoelstra. Hell yeah. Yeah, nah. I love this. The funniest thing would actually be if the Knicks hired Jeff Van Gundy and just went full-blown 90s again. The Knicks remind me of the pre-Steve Kerr Warriors. They've been put together but need a fresh set of eyes to come in and take them to the next step. And Spo, in my opinion, would be great for these guys. Yeah, nah. Unfortunately, I mean, I think I love that idea. But it's got to be nah, right? Like Spoelstra just signed a massive extension because remember, he got divorced and the Heat waited until after the divorce was finalized to give him the extension where basically, the missus can't take a bunch of that money. So pretty good. Pretty bloody good. And the last one is Matty O, the Orlando Magic's new fucking logo. He's like, work experience kid / AI. Yeah, nah. It's shocking. It is work experience kid busy work, I'll tell you what. J'ai brutal. All right. And that is it. So, the final pick for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Remember, you can find all of our picks over at Dabble, all the game picks, all the same game multis, all the stuff is there at Dabble. Use that code NBA Straya. Tell them Jim sent you. You can find the link in our bio to sign up, or you can find the link in our show description to sign up and help support the show. Just go check it out. Use that code NBA Straya. Follow along. Appreciate your help. Keep the pirate ship afloat. I think despite OKC's just insane record, as I said the other day, I don't mind the Pacers plus 9.5 in the over. And if you kind of agree with that, it's probably not a bad idea to hedge the Oklahoma City kicking the fuck out of them as well, right? So I think the official pick is probably going to be Indy plus 9.5 because if you think that team can win the game and you're getting 9.5 points, I think we're kind of almost there. All the numbers point to OKC. So the hedge is probably OKC minus 14.5, and we're feeling okay about that, right? You could even bump that up if you really think they kick the fuck out of them. Because, what do you think's more likely? Indy hang close and win? Maybe. I don't mind that. Or OKC just, kick the fuck out of them, and everyone's just absolutely up in arms all weekend about, we're going to have a horrible final series. OKC's too good. Break up the Thunder. Kind of seems like it'll be the last one, but I don't know. Both these teams are really, really good. Rick Carlisle's a really good coach. I can't fucking wait for tomorrow. So I think we'll go Pacers plus 9.5. We'll go the over. Go check out all the vibes over at Dabble. And that'll do us for today because my voice is about to give out. I'm going to go sit on the couch. All right, that's it. We will catch you tomorrow to wrap up Game 1 of the NBA Finals. How good is that going to be? I can't fucking wait for this game. It's been way too long without basketball. What are we doing here? Remember, you can also follow along with all the stuff that NBA Straya does on the socials, Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, and YouTube. We will do a drop-off video tomorrow morning before the game starts, which would be pretty fun. Just the morning vibes, which would be great. So jump on that, check it all out. Give us a thumbs up. Hit us up with some yeah-nahs after the game's done as well. We'll chuck them in tomorrow's show. Chuck us a rating review on your Apple Podcast, your Spotify, YouTube Music, whatever app you use on the Android phone. It really does help. Get around the NBA Straya shop. I think it's still there. Go buy a hoodie if you want. You can also support the show by buying us a coffee, shouting us a beer. Hell yeah, go check it out. The link is in the bio. And of course, Dabble. Use that code NBA Straya. Tell them Jim sent you. You can find all of our picks, all of our same game multis, all that sort of stuff over at Dabble. Link is in the bio. Link is also in our show descriptions. Go check it out. Big thanks always to From Oslo for the intro and outro song. They rule. So to Househats, Joshua Laurentiis, Fascinated Gold Mines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa Sex Jedi, Green, and Dozers. Then behind all the tunes that you hear throughout this show. Smash them all on Apple Music, Spotify. Support Australian bands. That's what NBA Straya does. All right, that's it. We'll catch you tomorrow, you dickheads. As long as, I don't know, I'm all good. The baby squid is cooked, mate. He fucking just slept. He just I turned around, he's like, oh, he's asleep. He's just fucking light sensitive. We've checked for meningitis. He's okay there apparently, but bloody hell, it's a little bit worrisome. So hopefully he's all right. Hopefully I'm okay. You can hear the voice is fucked, but anyway. All right, we'll catch you tomorrow, you dickheads. This is NBA Straya saying, look after yourselves, would ya? Trust me. And let a hose on. Let's go, bases. G'day legends, your mate Jim from NBA Straya here. That's right, I'm doing a thing at the end of the show. In the business we call it a thing at the end of the show, I guess. I don't know. Either way, all I'm just saying is just make sure you're rating, reviewing, starring, subscribing across all of the apps that you use.
for NBA Australia. Jump in the comments, give us a shout. We'll bang you in, yeah, nahs. Any other questions? I'll have a crack. I've got nothing better to do, basically. Also, just ask any questions, tell me what you want to hear from the show, and sing out and let us know. And of course, if you want to help support the show, jump on the old dabble, use that code NBA Straya, click on the link that's in the show description or on the socials. It goes up whenever I do the morning vibes, etc. So if that's your thing, jump on there, use that code NBA Straya, and remember, look after yourselves, would you?